Welcome to Learning to Live with Dementia. This is Lesson 4, Focusing on Strengths to Live Well.
As a person living with dementia, focusing on my strengths is absolutely taking the time to not wallow in the times when I do leave the remote in the refrigerator, because that's happened, or forgetting how to crank the car, because that's happened. Not wallowing in the things that I can't do, or even the moments when things don't go right. I've found that some of my dementia brothers and sisters, they get really down on themselves when they have a moment. And I've learned to just, like water off of a duck's back, it happened and it's going to happen. So I give myself plenty of grace.
Don't let your ego get in the way. Oftentimes, we're so used to doing things by ourselves and not asking that it kind of becomes demeaning to yourself to have to ask for help. As I say, ego can certainly get in the way of this for many people with the same, oh, I know I can do this, but oh shit, I screwed it up. And if I'd asked somebody, maybe I shouldn't have. Now I've got to take it all apart. But as I say, that's not just to people with neurocognitive disease.
I see one of my strengths as my crafting, my artistic ability. So like now with the quilting, I'm using my strengths to help other people. It's not just for me, although I get a lot of pleasure out of it. And I'm much rather sit down at the sewing machine than clean house or cook or walk. Oh gosh, I'm horrible. I don't do any of the things that you're supposed to do for cognitive protection. I mean, I just don't do it. Don't eat right, don't exercise, whatever. But as far as the strength, I think I depend on that a lot for who I am. And like I said, I do make mistakes in the quilting, but I'd make mistakes no matter what I was doing. But I don't let that bother me. It doesn't stop me from quilting or painting or whatever else I want to do. It doesn't stop me. And I see that, and probably strength is my tenacity to keep at it, and not to let it stop me from really doing what I want to do and doing what I enjoy doing and what evidently I'm good at, because people love my quilts. They say, I love your color combinations. And that, of course, just validates, what I do.
When a person is diagnosed with dementia, they might focus more on what they think they can't do or have difficulty doing, and maybe even the losses they're experiencing. This is understandable because there is loss. But if you only focus on what you can't do, you may lose sight of what you can do and your strengths. You can use your strengths to continue to do the things that are important to you, and this is key to living well with dementia. The changes that dementia brings might cause you to think and act differently. You might need to do things differently. Every person has strengths and weaknesses. This is no different for you as you live with dementia. Meet Mom, who lives with a type of dementia. Mom's family are her support partners.
Not yet, Major. Look at my ring. It's aimed right at you. Take a good last look.
We've already put together the first two sections. Okay, let's eat.
Mom,
Yeah?
we're having tacos, right?
Yeah, that's what I've been cooking.
Maybe we should get it from the kitchen.
What?
It's okay. Max, help me bring the dinner stuff to the table.
I was already gonna.
Oh, sorry. I felt like there was something I was...
Not a big deal.
Hey guys, wait a minute. Honey, I think the chicken is still a little raw.
What? Oh, I'm so sorry, everyone. I feel so stupid. I should have asked for help.
No, Mom, you shouldn't feel stupid. We were all just doing nothing, and you were doing your best.
How about you sit and relax for a little bit? I'll cook the chicken a little more. Max, you make some guacamole, and Em grab some cilantro from the garden, okay?
Okay,
You okay?
it's just too much. Too many parts. If just one thing, like baking some fish, I can do that. But more than 2 steps, I'm messing up.
Mom, you have always told me to talk to myself like I'm talking to someone I love.
Thanks. At least you are listening to me.
How about after dinner, we sit down and figure out the rest of the meals for the week and decide who does what?
What can I do anymore?
When it comes to cooking, what do you feel you do best?
I need things without too many steps or that have too many ingredients.
We can do that. I need advice on how to do some of those steps.
And I need somebody to tell Emily to stop telling me what to do.
We can do this, but only together.
Cooking is not the same as it used to be. Mom is adapting, as is her whole family, so she can keep doing what she wants to do. When she thinks about what she can do, instead of focusing on what she has trouble with, she can still be a part of cooking, which is important to her. Your strengths might change, but you always have strengths. There are always things you can do. Focusing on your strengths might mean that you have to change the way you do things. If you're having difficulty with something, think about how you might do it differently, rather than immediately thinking you can't do it anymore. Focusing on your strengths might mean that you need to rely on others to help you do what you want to do. The people around you can be your strengths and encourage you to use your strengths. They might guide you along so you can keep doing the things you want. People with dementia might stop doing things because you might not be able to do them in the same way, or you might not want to ask for help. But stopping doing things that are important to you can negatively impact your well-being and even contribute to decline. Consider that you might be able to continue to do things that are important to you by focusing on your strengths and what you can do. People with dementia sometimes report that they feel like they've lost some control over their life. Focusing on your strengths can restore some of this control back to you. Focusing on your strengths is another tool to help you live well with dementia.
Well, I think everybody needs a chance to try. And, the way this works, we have good days and bad days. So one day you might be able to do something, and then the next day you have problems with it. But I think patience and understanding that how important it would be to me to be able to cook a meal and let me do what I can. I might not need to be around the stove particularly, but I can chop things or whatever, the small things that I could do. But just let me, and it's my personality to help. So if you just sit me down and don't give me anything to do, you're probably going to have problems. I see myself acting out because that's just not me. That's not me. You got to give me something to do to make me feel good.